Hey y'all, gonna review Edward G. Robinson's pipe blend. Yeah, it's a nice day out here in the woods. Yeah, well, got a pipe packed here. It's my these little Missouri Meerschaum cobs. Yeah. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get a tin note, and then we'll fire it up, and I'll tell you about what I'm tasting, and you know, how it makes me feel, what all the blend has to offer, and what I think about it. Yeah. So first thing we're gonna do is get a tin note, jar note here. Boy, that's really good. It's sweet, fruity. There's like a tangy, almost grapefruit tart smell there. Citrusy. There's some hay there from the Virginia, and there's like an underlying sweetness that's like a black Cavendish type sweetness. Some nuttiness from the burley is in there. And it's really subtle, and it's swimming in some of the top note, but there is some smokiness from the Latakia. It's just way back there. It's really good jar note. There's that fruitiness, that grapefruit citrusy fruitiness. It's so good. Yeah. Well, got my pipe packed here. I'm gonna fire it up, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the blend. We'll talk about it. We'll smoke it. Right off the bat, burley. Old school burley nuttiness. This is, I'll go ahead and say, this is an old school blend. From the first light. So Edward G. Robinson, an actor around the 1930s, I think was his heyday. Starred in a lot of gangster movies, black and white. Little Caesar was one of his famous roles, or famous films. I never seen it. I've read that his acting is explosive in that movie, and as an actor, he was explosive in some of his performances. You know, portraying these gangsters, but in real life, he was a calmer guy. He was Romanian. Yep, Romanian. Came over here to America and made a career for himself in Hollywood. Yeah, this is a kitchen sink blend, which I take it to mean it's got just about everything you could want in it as far as what pot tobacco has to offer. It's got a little bit of everything, and you taste that. The nuttiness is there. I sort of feel like it's in the lead. As Mutton Chop would say, I feel like it's driving the bus. The burley. It's good burley though. Edward G. Robinson. The G stands for Goldenberg. This blend was actually developed in 1946. Is when this blend kicked off. and it tastes like it. You can taste that. It's got that taste like it was. It just tastes like old school. It burns really good. It's put out by Sutliff. Hmm. And when I said it was a kitchen sink blend, what it's got in it is it's got black Cavendish, Burley, Virginia, and a wisp of Latakia. And when they say a wisp, they mean it. There's not much in here. Yeah, I taste it. I feel like as a pop smoker, insensitive to Latakia, so I pick it up. But it's not much. It's very, very subtle. And that's kind of how I like my Latakia. I don't need much. And to me, a little bit of Latakia goes a long way. And in this blend, to me, it does. It does just what you want it to. It gives it some smokiness, but it doesn't overpower the sweet top note or the nuttiness of the Burley. It's a ribbon cut. There's a few chunks in there, but for the most part, it's a pretty good ribbon. It packs really well, as do most blends of this nature. You know, these old school blends that have a good bit of Burley, they just pack well. And this one does. It packs well. It lights well. The toppings: alcohol, liquor, cinnamon. I would say I get every one of those. I get all that in here. Every bit of it. I get the liquor. It's like a real subtle red wine liquor. To tell you, I mean, wine's not liquor, but alcohol, red wine alcohol, really rich liquor taste is that's the alcohol part. And then the cinnamon's in there, just sort of like a baking spice type cinnamons in this. It's great. You can get it in 1.5 ounce tins, or you can get it in 12 ounce tubs. I've bought it both ways. And this jar, I've had this jar quite a while. It's got some age on it. Over a year, maybe over 2 years of age on it. That Edward G. Robinson there. So it's very, very well blended here. This age has done a lot for this blend, I can tell you. Man, I love it more now than I ever did. I don't have any new. All the Edward G. Robinson I have is in jars. I have more than that. I have enough to where I feel comfortable. I'll be all right if it was to go away, because I really like it. Somebody else who liked this blend, Shelby Foote, the Civil War historian. Yep, he's noted as smoking this. He liked this blend blended with half and half. Yep, Edward G. Robinson and half, and he has some sort of proportions. He liked to blend it that way, and that's how he smoked it. And that was his blend. I really like watching him. Those documentaries with him, Shelby Foote. Some of it, he smokes a pipe on camera, and it's awesome. And just his thoughts on the Civil War and history in general, very enlightening and almost comforting to me to hear him talk in that Southern voice about those types of issues and his take on it, and his thoughts on it. Yeah, always there is that nuttiness, always. Every now and then, a little bit of smokiness from the Latakia, and that's just great. That's how I like my Latakia. I like it to every now and then say, "Hey, I'm here. A little bit of campfire for you, but not too much." And then right back to Burley. Real well flavored burley. This burley, the topping on this is good to me. I don't get much of the Virginia. I'm sure it's there doing what it's supposed to do, but I won't say I get a whole lot of grass or hay. I mean, every now and then. A little bit of hay on the retrohale. Now, I will say this blend can bite me. Not many blends, as of yet, I noticed that bite me, but this blend will bite me, and there's several reasons for that. Possibly one could be because I like it so much that I freight train it, but it could be that in combination with, I think what it is the topping. I think whatever the topping is on this, it just has a tendency, for whatever reason, to bite the very tip of my tongue. Not bad, not in a painful or lasting way, just in a way that I notice where I don't with some other blends. So, just a heads up, this blend, it can bite me, and I can smoke it in such a way that it doesn't even come close, but I know it can because it's happened before. And like I say, I do believe it's the topping. I don't think it's the tobaccos. I really don't think it's. Some of it might be my cadence, but I think it's the topping. I do like it though. Still, the topping. It's all right. Yep, there's that old school nuttiness. Hmm. It's all very well balanced though. Very balanced. Even though there's so many different uh, so, types of leaf in here, it's very well balanced. And this is, like I said, this has got some age on it. This has been sitting, but even out of the tin, it's well balanced. The Latakia is a little stronger when it was fresh. I remember smoking it fresh. I'd say it's a crossover blend. It's sort of a, if you like those blends that are sort of lean English and aromatic at the same time, which I do, crossover blends, I think you would like this. Mm. Just got a little bit of Virginia there on that last little whiff out of my mouth. That was a little bit of hay there. That was nice. I'm gonna have a swig of water. I always like to have a drink when I'm smoking, and I always drink water. And I like to, because I like to, after so many puffs, after so long smoking, I like to cleanse my palate so that I can keep getting those wonderful flavors and tastes. And I like water because it's neutral. And I know a lot of other people like different stuff: tea, coffee, soda. There's a guy on the channel New Age Pipe Smokers. The guy that does the How Bad Could It Be? I think he's the guy that said he kind of likes to do soda sometimes. He found that it accentuates that little tingle you get on the tip of your tongue sometimes when you're puffing. And I know what he means there. It's kind of nice. I always like to do water though. I drink a lot of water anyway. Try to. There's a mm, there's a boozy quality here. Just a nice, relaxing, boozy sort of mellow thing going on, and it is nice about this blend. I like that. I mean, I'm not a big drinker, but I do appreciate uh, alcohol. When it's made right and it's used properly. And this has got a drinking red wine at your family's house over Christmas vacation, just relaxing. That kind of boozy quality, almost like a holiday boozy quality. And this blend is there's a special thing about this blend for me, especially talking about the holidays. I remember This blend, every single time I puff on it and smoke it, it always reminds me of the very first time I smoked it, which was around Christmas time. Uh, it was the Christmas, I think it was Christmas 2020. So I've spent some time with this blend, which is why I felt confident to review it. I felt like I knew it well enough. But I remember the first time I smoked it, and I combined this tobacco with the first time I ever saw the movie, It's a Wonderful Life. And it was an awesome union of loves. I mean, this blend and that movie knew together. As far as I'm concerned, every time they're smoking in that movie, this is what they're smoking. Because I was smoking and watching that movie and falling in love with this blend and that film at the same time. And it's really special to me because of that. And I remember that every time I smoke it. I remember just kind of what was going on Christmas of 2020. It was a wild time. And this blend comforted me, as did that movie. And I sort of combined them together like that. And it always takes me back to that. And for that reason, this blend sort of is a Christmas blend. And I had kind of had it recommended, saw it recommended as a Christmas blend by another smoker. So, but it always takes me back to that Christmas. I was smoking this blend and watching that movie, man. It was awesome. There's not a super lot of complexity going on here, but if you look for it, there are layers to this blend, and they're all awesome. The cabinet is just giving you some sweetness there, and always that backbone of that buttery, nutty burley is always there, and that's a comforting part too. That you can always lean back on that, and also enjoy the other different flavors that pop around. And this always satisfies my latakia itch. Like I said, I don't. It don't take much for me, and if I feel like I need some sweet and some latakia at the same time, kind of want to just kill two birds with one stone with one smoke, I'll go for this. And that's another thing about this blend. It is so reach forable. I mean, you can just so many times like, what do I feel like smoking? I just can't decide. 80G. It's great for that. Mm. That retro hill is nice and sweet, sweet and smoky. Mm. Yep. This is a great tobacco. Edward G. Robinson pipe blend. I would say this is probably my most smoked tobacco. Yep, of all the blends I have, this is the one I've smoked the most. This is probably my go-to. Again, if I can't really decide, or if I'm not sure what I want, if I'm like I just want to smoke. I don't even know what I want to taste. I don't even know what I want to experience or what I want to feel or think about. I can just grab Eddie G, and it'll take me wherever I need to go. You know, it is one of, if not my favorite blend. I really enjoy it. I recommend it.